Black Santa Muerte. Ready?
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For help, go to the Alexa app.
Let's finish that real quick. Black Santa Muerte, guardian of justice, protection, and hidden mysteries. Excuse me. Black Santa Muerte, also known as the Lady of the Night or the Lady of the Shadows, is one of the most powerful and profound representations of Santa Muerte. Her black cloak symbolizes mystery, power, protection, and justice. She is the keeper of secrets and an ally in the toughest battles and a defender against the forces of evil that tries to invade our lives. This facet of Santa Muerte not only reflects strength, but also wisdom. In the color black, we find the darkness that gives birth to light, the end of cycles, and the transformation that comes from facing life's deepest challenges. She protects and guides those who are unafraid to confront their fears, to uncover truth and personal power. The meaning of the black cloak. Before I get into more of this, when you do work with Black Santa Muerte, she is a more aggressive form of her. Like, this is the one that is the justice seeker. She seeks redemption. She goes after your enemies and protects you in an aggressive manner. This is also the aspect of her that you can do other works with that are more, in the shadows or the dark side of stuff. But we'll get more into that then, because I didn't cover all the stuff with Black Santa Muerte in this one. But I'll come back and I'll do again an hour or two of Black Santa Muerte, okay? But again, her black cloak is for protection, and she is a protector. She is fierce. You could say this is her battle gear, all right? The black cloak. The meaning of the black cloak. Black is a color associated with the unknown, the hidden, and the absolute. It represents depth, infinity, and mystery. On a symbolic level, it signifies the end of a stage and the beginning of another, reminding us that life is a constant cycle of death and rebirth. When Santa Muerte wears her black cloak, she becomes a figure of relentless justice and unwavering protection. Her black energy absorbs and neutralizes evil while reflecting what each individual carries within. Those who invoke her must be ready to face truth, as she hides nothing and does not comfort those who seek to deceive or harm others. So when you do work with Black Santa Muerte, your intentions must be good, and it must be to protect or to deflect or justice. Because if you do invoke her just to harm others, there will be repercussions to pay. Again, I know people that do work with Black Santa Muerte, and they do a lot of stuff just for money. And what happens is it's all gonna end up coming back to them. When you do protection, justice seeking, there's no retribution afterwards. You don't owe her nothing. It's like, you're cleansed of it. But if you work with her just purely for evil, like let's say there's someone at work you despise because they got more money or a better car, and you're like, I want to fucking fuck her up because blah, blah, blah. That can weigh on you. There has to be balance. So if someone is attacking you spiritually, you can utilize Black Santa Muerte to return the energy back tenfold or more, deflect, protect, and if they're wishing bodily harm on you, then at that point she becomes a defender of your spirituality, your health, your loved ones, and she's fierce. So I always tell people, when they're beginners, start with the white Santa Muerte or with the 7 potencia, 7 colors. They have all the aspects, and white also protects and purifies. But the Black Santa Muerte is it's like she's the heavy hitter. She is like the opposite of the white. She, again, operates in the shadows. What about bringing someone back? To bring someone back is a different color, but we'll get into that. So again, like when it's about protection and justice, and let's say vengeance, all right? Let's use the word vengeance. But let's use that word very carefully. Vengeance is when you've been harmed, when you've been attacked, when you've been mistreated, misguided, when you've been hurt physically, emotionally, or spiritually. Then you can become vengeance, because that's when you become karma. If you are doing the initial attack, karma can come back to you if it's malicious. If it's malicious. But if you are attacked, then we become karma, and then there won't be no retribution after that. So if you defend yourself, if you want justice, vengeance, she is the one. She is the one. But also, if you want to attack someone unprovoked, that you just don't like them, you can do that too, but it might come with repercussions. Yeah, if you do it maliciously, it can come back to you. Santa Muerte is a protector, a justice seeker. She's a motherly figure, right? And she will indulge you in the things you do, because she will. As a child of Santa Muerte, if I want to go after someone just because I don't like them, she will indulge me. But it's going to stick to me. It's going to reflect on me. Does that make sense? And there might be repercussions because of it. But if it's for retribution, it is for protection or justice, or like I said, vengeance. Vengeance being when someone has attacked you physically, spiritually, and all that stuff. All right. But again, you can also invoke her to do harm to others without provocation, which I do not endorse. All right. I don't see it as that being something that we should be doing. But do people do it? Yes, they do. Okay. So again, I'm giving you more right now because I feel you guys want more. Her main attributes and areas of influence. Number 1, justice and protection against evil. Black Santa Muerte is a powerful ally.
Connecting to the internet.
Sorry.
For help, go to the Alexa app.
Black Santa Muerte is a powerful ally for those facing enemies, injustices, or difficult situations requiring divine intervention. Her black cloak symbolizes her ability to absorb and neutralize malice, restoring balance and justice to the lives of her devoted children. She is often petitioned in legal matters to resolve conflicts or to seek protection from those who intend to harm. Her energy is relentless and does not allow evil to go unpunished. All right? So that's the thing about Santa Muerte. When you invoke her and when you've been wrong, she does not allow evil to go unpunished. She has her scales of justice and balance. So when you're looking for retribution, you're looking for justice, she's the one. Gizmo, what days and times are you live? I try to be live every day, but I'm going to try to get better at my time slots. All right? I promise that. Number 2, destruction of negativity. Just as black absorbs all colors, Black Santa Muerte has the power to absorb and transmute the negative energy surrounding us. She acts as a barrier between her devoted children and dark forces, ensuring that harmful intentions do not prosper. So as you guys know, black as a color absorbs all colors and absorbs light and everything and all that. So in that same format, Black Santa Muerte can absorb all that negative energy, all that negativity, all that hate, all that envy. All right? And if she sees just or fit, she will return that energy to the sender. You can petition for her to send that. And if you feel you've been wronged unjustly, severely, you can say, send it back tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold. Let them feel the pain that I felt 10 times, 100 times. But we must be fair. All right? The punishment must, meet the crime. It can't be like, I want to fucking blah, blah. No, like crime, it's like justice. People won't get, executed just because, they took your man. You know what I mean? That's not justice. That is beyond justice. So you must be realistic with the punishment that you want or the justice that you want served. I've had people ask me for shit that's way out. Oh, this bitch took my man. I want her to, and I'd be like, that's fucking too much. That's too much. You could buy them. You know what? I'll be selling them soon, Tommy Nelson. So look me up again in a few. All right. So look. So let me keep going. She also helps destroy harmful patterns, addictions, and self-destructive behaviors. Invoking her is to ask for deep and radical change, eliminating what no longer serves us and making way for the new. Number 3, wisdom and connection to the occult. Black Santa Muerte is the keeper of secrets and ancient wisdom. Her dark cloak symbolizes access to the mysteries of the universe and deepens the truth. She guides those seeking answers beyond the visible and supports those who work with esoteric and spiritual deities. All right, so just so we're clear, Santa Muerte is non-judgmental. And I'm saying this because I do know people that are Luciferians. Luciferians are those that do venerate Satan or Lucifer. And they can work with Santa Muerte. And they especially work with the black one because she's allowed to be in that sort of darker, more occult, more shadow, just energy. So when you do, because people do choose to work with Santa Muerte and God or Lucifer or other deities or angels, because she is non-judgmental. She'll take you to the gates of heaven or the gates of hell. It's up to you. How we choose to utilize her energy is the same way that God gives us free will. God gives us free will, and we can decide what road we're going to go down. All right? So again, I tell you this because I want you to be very aware that Santa Muerte is a positive energy. She is a loving mother's energy. She is hope. She is charity. She's all these things. But also, she's a justice seeker. She's a warrior. She is a juggernaut if you push her. She is an avenger. She is all these things as well. But also, she is someone that can be utilized to perform misdeeds to others if you use her under different with different lights and darkness. Ay, ay, ay. Leti, manda un mensaje, a ver. All right, I'm going to continue. Voy a seguir con la lectura de voladita. I'm sorry. It is said that those sincere in their spiritual search and unafraid of delving into the unknown receive their favor and guidance. So, when you do dive into with Santa Muerte Negra, con la negrita, you have to be unafraid. You have to be pure of heart, mind, and soul. Because those that get intertwined with Santa Muerte, and let's say they're flawed individuals, deep down, they're not that good of a person, it's going to amplify that energy. Because also, if you're not pure of a heart or a good person, it's a more corruptive energy than you may think. Does that make sense? So that's why I always say start with the white and other colors before you go into black. Black will corrupt people. If they're not good people, it gives them a sense of more darkness, if that makes sense, because it's a strong energy. She's my favorite one because I'm about justice. I think I'm a person that travels in the gray area, where I'm capable of doing good things and bad things depending on the situation. Because sometimes in order to protect people, you must do what is necessary. If that makes sense, that's all I'm going to say. Yes, Mercy. I've seen it too. Transformation and rebirth is another thing she does. The lady in black is also a figure of transformation. She represents the necessary ending that gives way to new beginnings. Just as night precedes dawn, she reminds us that sometimes we must go through darkness to find the light. All right? Her energy is powerful for those seeking to leave behind toxic relationships, old wounds, or destructive cycles. Excuse me. Invoking her is to ask for the strength to be reborn as a stronger and wiser version of oneself. Number 5, protection in times of darkness. In moments of danger, confusion, or sorrow, Black Santa Muerte is a safe refuge. Her presence offers comfort to those surrounded by uncertainty or fear, reminding them that even in the darkness, they are never alone. So, Black Santa Muerte is the version of ride or die. You know what I'm saying? She is that version. For those of you that know what ride or die means, that is this energy right here. La Negrita, she is my favorite, all right? Out of all the cloaks and colors, I'm drawn to that. I was first introduced to Santa Muerte in a more darker sense. Since I met her, I've transformed and I became a better person, honestly. But when I first got intertwined with Santísima Muerte, I was a thug, I was a gangster, all this shit. So I was more using her for protection so I wouldn't get shot or murdered. So I invoked the darker side of her. And amongst other things, protection to not be seen by, my enemies, the law and all this shit. So again, she has a way of corrupting, but also she can transform you. She can mold your life into what it's supposed to be. Yes, she will. All right. So again, I tell you, just because, if whatever color you have of statue, you can invoke any of the colors. All right. So you don't need to have a black, white, red, brown. You don't have to. I do because I'm all in with her. But you can petition any aspect of her without having the actual color or statue because she's one and the same. They're not different versions. She's the same. It's just she puts on different battle gear for different things. So anyways, I'm going to continue. I'm sorry. That was a question. Salud. So again, so she does have a way of transforming us as we go. And that's the truth. I was a different person when I first met her. Through aging and time, and I think her benevolence, I was able to be a better person. If that makes sense. So she does have a transformative power. Again, many blessings to you too. Thank you. So again, I've also seen her corrupt people. Her dark aspect can have a corrupting energy. So first start with the white aspects and other color schemes until because once you get into even the brown Santa Muerte and the black one, it can be a very disturbing energy. And if you're not used to it, it can even spook you. All right. I've known people that have felt the energy and they just get turned off by it. So again, she's not negative. She will feed whatever's inside of us. The Black Santa Muerte. So
I'm
if you're
trouble connecting to the internet.
I gotta fix that.
For help, go to the Alexa app.
So if you're drawn to the more occult, darker, macabre type of energies, she's gonna speak to you. She's gonna speak to you, and she's gonna bring that out of you. And either you're gonna become more of that, or she'll break you of certain things. It just depends on the energy that we have within us, because we're all different. Like I said, each of us have a different connection to Santa Muerte and with God, and it's a personal relationship. So we have to be able to understand each aspect of her. How to honor and work with her. To work with Black Santa Muerte, it is essential to approach her with respect, sincerity, and faith. Her energy is intense, and those who invoke her must be prepared to receive truth, even if it is difficult to accept. Devotees often dedicate black candles, tobacco, copal, and offerings related to protection, justice, and power to her. Dark or symbolic objects representing what they wish to eliminate or transform are also offered. All right, this is not for beginners. All right, but even Christianity and Catholicism at one point utilized, animal sacrifice and this and that. And there's some aspects of her that, depending on what you're trying to do, some of that comes into play. but we'll never get into that on here. All right. I apologize. We'll never get into that on TikTok or anything here. But sometimes the offerings you make represent what you're looking for. You know, if you want flowers, you know, you want, you know, good shit, you offer good shit. If you want abundance, you put a little bit of money on your altar. But again, when you get into the darker aspect of Santa Muerte, it takes a little bit of darkness sometimes. And we all have that yin yang thing within us. We're all capable of great things and horrific things. We're all capable of evil and good. So again, it depends on who you really are. Those attributes that you do have can be either subsided or enhanced when you do venerate Santa Muerte, la Negrita, our Black Mother here. But again, as time goes by, she can also change you. So again, I tell you guys, start with a different color if it's the first thing you're going to do. You know what I'm saying? When working with her, it is crucial to be clear in your intentions. She does not respond well to doubts or ill intention. Her help is most effective when petitioned with a clean heart and a commitment to accept the changes her intervention may bring. When I work one-on-one with you, some of you guys, I ask you, are you sure? Because I want you to have that energy of certainty. You can't half-ass this. Your intention's got to be all in, and you have to be clear in your intention. You can't be a halfway crook, and you can't be a halfway devoted child of Santa Muerte if you're venerating the black cloak. All right? I know sometimes I seem like I'm being unfair when I talk to you guys one-on-one. I want to know your true intent. What do you really want? You must be certain, because all these things have repercussions. We can't start one thing, because I've had people that are so uncertain, and I tell them, be sure. And they swear they are sure in their intention, but then they backtrack and they switch it up, and then it's like a marriage. So here's the thing is, I have devoted myself to her completely. You don't got to make a pact with her. You don't have to. Someone asked this about me earlier, about the blood pact. And this and that. I chose to do a lot of pacts with her. Like I've devoted my life to her. I've given myself to her. My soul cannot be given to her because that belongs to God. All right. Let's make that clear. But I took an oath, a communion with her. And again, and I always say this, and I know it's funny because this shouldn't matter. Like, I don't like really dating or being with, significant others right now, because my devotion is to her. And some people cannot understand that. So my devotion is to her and my children. So I made that pact. You know, I do this to educate so people cannot make the mistakes that others have made. I did the blood pact with her long ago. No one told me about it. I just had this sort of feeling that that's what I wanted to do with her. Like, and it's good and bad, because it's good because she knows you then. She knows you're all in. The only bad aspects is if you're like not of pure heart, it will definitely corrupt you, and you could become something that you weren't before. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people that maybe been bullied their whole lives, and this is where they get their retribution, so it feeds into that energy. Some people are just psychopaths, and then that shit feeds into that. So again, her energy, if you're a decent person, will not do that. But some of us, we're not good people. You know, I don't want to offend anybody, but not all of us are fucking good, and I know that shit first. I wasn't good. So again, whenever you make a pact with her, make sure you understand what you're doing. Again, I've made a communion with her. I decided to give myself to her. I made that pact with her because it felt to me that's what I needed to do. And it's not meant to ever be dark or let's say macabre, but people see it that way. But just so you understand, Catholicism and Christianity did have these kind of pacts before. They would offer goats and rams to God and all this and all that. So there was that blood pact as well. So again, it's just people see it differently because they're going to see it through their eyes and whatever they've been sold by the religion recently. her role in the lives of devoted children of La Santa Muerte. Black Santa Muerte not only protects...
connecting to the internet. For help, go to the Alexa app.
I swear she don't want me to, like, something's, like, maybe I'm not supposed to say certain shit, my bad. Black Santa Muerte not only protects, but also teaches valuable lessons about truth, justice, and personal transformation. She empowers her devoted children to face their fears and emerge stronger from them. Her black cloak serves as a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there is strength, purpose, and an opportunity for rebirth. She is the protector of those who feel lost and defender of those who seek justice in an unjust world. So here's the thing. When you do invoke Black Santa Muerte, when you do, you will uncover some truths about you you may not want to know or were unaware of. She forces us to have reflection over our actions and ourselves. That's why I think I am very much a person that understands who I am. I know my flaws. She has forced me to see within myself. I know I'm a sinful man. I am not perfect. I know that I am full of these things that are not pure. But she makes us reflect on who we are. That's why I can never sit here and tell you that I am holier than thou, because I'm not. I am a flawed individual. I am a sinful man. And I do wake up every day trying to be a better version of myself with her grace and the grace of God. Okay? But she forces us to see within ourselves and to see our truth. That's why sometimes people are corrupted by this energy of the darker side of Santa Muerte. Because she forces us to become what we're supposed to be sometimes. And sometimes we are fucking assholes. It's the truth. I won't tell you shit here. Like, I'm not going to give you bullshit. I'm going to give you the truth about it. All right? So sometimes the Black Santa Muerte, the lady of the black cloak, the lady of the shadows, the lady of the night, La Negrita, she forces us to see who we really are. And sometimes we embrace it. And sometimes who we are is not the best person. It's the truth. We are human. We are flawed. We are not perfect. We are not God. We are not Jesus Christ. We're not angels. We are flawed individuals, and God created us in such a way that we are supposed to choose these things ourselves, because at the end of it all, it is about free will. It is about free will, and ultimately, we decide what road we're going to take and what we're going to accept. They give us, like they say, the blue or the red pill. We decide. They give us good, evil. They give us hope, despair. They give us happiness and pain. What do you choose? All right? Again, sometimes the energy corrupts. Sometimes it is a energy that subsides, and it makes you a strong person. I feel, and don't laugh at me, I feel like I'm chosen by her because I'm a warrior of her. I carry out the things she wants me to do. And some of you are put in my path because she's put you in my path because I can help you. And that is how I feel. That I am a warrior. I am a fucking gunslinger for her. That I am a fucking hitman for her. That's how I feel. And there's many, many things I could tell you to support that, but I won't get into it on this live. All right? Final reflection. Black Santa Muerte is
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. For help, go to the Alexa app.
Black Santa Muerte is an unyielding force, a shelter in the storm, and a guide in times of uncertainty. She not only protects against external forces, but also helps us confront our own shadows, leading us to a state of greater wisdom and strength. As devoted children of Santa Muerte, we can find in the Lady in Black a faithful and powerful ally during the toughest moments. Her dark cloak is not just a symbol of protection, but also a reminder that light always emerges from darkness. May she continue to illuminate your path and the path of all who venerate her with sincerity and faith.